If there is a way for everything my morning to go wrong, you could not have been more of a cacophonous disaster than this morning. It is, but let me tell you something, that is life. And as long as we're alive and as long as we're here, that's all that matters, my friend. That's all that matters. My friends, let's get ready to go and let's talk about something which is very, very critical and very, very important to all of us. And that is, what are we going to do right now? Good news for Trump. Do you see what is happening? The rumor has it, not the rumor has it, but the word is that everywhere and everywhere we go, there is evidence that the Supreme Court is absolutely going to positively work in his favor. In his favor. It's going to work in his favor regarding this stupid challenge, this idiotic challenge regarding his claim or his demented desire to be president. Now, let me ask you something. Are you going to be ready for this fight? Are you going to be ready for this fight? Are you going to be ready? Do you hear me? Are you ready for this fight? Are you able to handle everything that needs to be done? Are you ready? Are you ready to pick up the gauntlet, throw down the gauntlet, whatever the hell the phrase is? Are you ready for this? I'm serious. I'm going to ask you something. This is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. Okay? I'm telling you right now, and I want you to think about what I'm saying. This is going to be the year. I don't want to sit around and do headlines. I want activism. I want people in our army, in our cadre of warriors and combatants and the front line. I want you to go out this year and I want you to do something. I don't want you to sit back and just talk about stuff. I want you to be active on social media. Active. We have been given right now the opportunity of a lifetime. We have the ability right now. We have this system where we can pick up all of a sudden out of nowhere, pick up a camera and we're talking. So are you ready to do it? Are you ready to do it? Are you? I had a wonderful time with Redacted yesterday. With Clayton. It was wonderful. I hope you see that I'm going to be putting up on my site. There is so much good stuff out there. I feel so invigorated. So invigorated. And then yesterday, I gotta tell you this much. I've got to tell you this much. What is going to be critical in all of our endeavors? What is going to be critical is when people recognize the fact that old media are dead. Do you hear what I'm saying? Old media. Yesterday, this pathetic waste of time, this anal wipe called Mediaite, this vestige, this absolute vestige, the People magazine of nothing. Please spend your time listening to any of it. And you realize, my God, they had Joe Rogan. Out of the 75 most active people, they had the morning show of Fox News, like number 3. When you've got this poor young man who can't speak English. There are things that I cannot understand. I swear to God. Things that you may say, that doesn't really matter. No, it means a lot. Sometimes people will say, we have to get somebody on of a particular demographic. We have to get somebody on of a particular age. We have to spread our couch out. Let's get this guy. He's a young man. He's attractive. He can't speak English. What do you mean he can't speak English? He can't speak English. He doesn't pluralize words. You can't do this. Look, if they don't care about you, we don't care about them. Now, the bottom line is simply this. the biggest story and the biggest disappointment and the biggest collapse and disaster is going to be Bobby Kennedy Jr. I've got to tell you something right off the bat, my friends. I've got to tell you something. This year, oh God, this year, I am cutting bait. I am going into, for me, it's kind of easy, but there are people that are in my life. There are people that have been in my life who have been absolutely nothing. They don't do anything. They're a waste of time, a complete and total waste of time. You know what I'm saying? A waste of time. And they are so bad and so monumentally idiotic that this year, Mrs. L, I can't speak for her, we're done with it. And I want you to do the same thing too. And we're going to make some changes. First, we're going to get rid of this left and right stuff. Don't waste your time. Imagine, let me ask you something today. What if I told you today you're going to die? Midnight. What would you do? What would you do? Would you watch Fox News? Would you listen to Charlie Kirk? Would you? Would you? Now, nothing against those people. Nothing against those people. Nothing against those people. We are in this spectator world of I don't know what. The world is going to ask you, what are you going to do regarding what is happening in Israel? This is the biggest story of them all. I am telling you, the world is resetting. We have an election coming up. What side are you on? What side are you on? Tell me. I love that one. What side are you on? I've never seen such idiotic, absolute, incomprehensible gibberish regarding what's happening. What side are you on? What side? What side? Tell me. And I don't want to say Israel and Palestine. I don't want to break it up into those two. It's more complicated than that. What side are you on? We have no idea what's happening in Gaza. We have no idea. You have no idea? I think you have an idea. I know exactly what's happening in Gaza. What are you talking about? Is this about Israel or is this about Gaza? Is this about war? Or is this about peace? Is this about crime or war? Is this about Judaism, Zionism? What is this? Nobody is even thinking about this. Yesterday, we had this event, and this woman comes up to me and she says, "You don't understand. These people in I guess Gaza are raised to hate Jews." I said, "How do you know this?" "I just know." I said, okay, fine. What does this have to do with basically destroying Gaza? And she looked at me because nobody's ever challenged her. Nobody's ever asked her, well, what the hell does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? People are, okay, go ahead. Yes, tell me again. People are trained, yes, to hate, to hate Jews, okay, to hate Israelis, okay, and what? And what? Explain this to me. What does that mean? And she wouldn't, and I didn't let her go. I said, no, I want to work with you on this because she obviously was coming to clarify something. And what happened was she had been with friends of hers who apparently thought the same way, and nobody ever said, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean people were trained? So what? Therefore, what? What about what Israeli kids are taught? What about what West Bank kids? What about what Qatari. What does this mean? And you could tell, and I'm kind of like real, and I'm thinking to myself, you don't know what you're talking about, do you? Because people have this idea that, you know what? F them. I don't want to think about this. I don't have time to sit around and to try to apportion what's happening right now. This is not about Israel. This is not about Israel versus Palestine. This is about humanity. This is the biggest issue, and I have lost friends who don't know what they have this idea. They don't even understand the issue. They don't understand the issue. It's like, what are you getting upset about? What do you think should be done? What do you do? I don't know. But kids are raised to hate. I said, if you say that one more time, it's going to get ugly. What do you do? Tell me. I got one for you. Would you have any objection? Would you have any objection if Gaza, the entire area, were just leveled? Just, I don't want to say mow the grass. That's, you know that expression. But I mean, let's say every building, every hospital, everything just destroyed, gone. And then I was talking to somebody today. This is a fellow I know, happens to be a physician. He says, well, you know, you got to find out, maybe there's a country that can take these people. I said, why do these people have to go to another country? What is going on here? Why do people in Gaza have to go to another country? You just destroyed their home. What are you doing? What are you talking about? This guy's a doctor. And I said, wait a minute. Hold it. This has nothing to do with Israel. I'm asking you a very simple question. What about these human beings? These people, their homes. Imagine your home. And you know Americans with their homes, and you got the lawns. And you've got, do you know the story? I'm going to tell you a story about something. You're not going to believe this, but I'm going to tell you a story. There is a documentary which I implore you to watch, to see. It's called The Power of Nightmares, BBC. And it shows the parallel development. Listen to me. The parallel development between the Muslim Brotherhood and the neoconservatives. Now, I promise you, I could walk around. You have no idea how many of these people I know, these supposed big shots who think they know about politics. They couldn't tell me what a neoconservative is right now. They couldn't even tell you what it is. What does it mean, neoconservative? What does that mean? And there was a fellow named Saeed Qutb, Qutb, or Qutb, out of Egypt. And at the time, this was the time of Gamal Abdel Nasser, this trends, what am I trying to say? This movement, this incredible movement of trying to, I don't want to say modernize. That's very, very presumptive, very, very chauvinistic to say we're modernizing it. But there was a group of people at the time who were trying to Nasser. Remember, if anybody in the Middle Eastern country or African country, which is Egypt, if they wear a suit, now we're on to something. If they wear a suit and a tie, especially if they're a man, then we can talk turkey. Then we can make some kind of a have some influence. Okay. So to make a long story short, this guy Saeed Qutb, he said what freaked him out, and he was the Genesis, one of the founding fathers of the Muslim Brotherhood. He was in, I think it was Denver. He couldn't believe how Americans took care of their lawns. I know you're going to think to yourself, what the hell is he talking about? I'm telling you, Saeed Qutb Read what he said. He went crazy. He said, these people are the most depraved. He wanted to have nothing to do with us. He goes, these people are nuts. He went back to Egypt, formed the Muslim Brotherhood with Zawahiri. Remember him? Remember the redheaded dude? And they were responsible for the killing of Anwar Sadat. Because at the time, from Nasser, Tunisia, Habib Bourguiba, all these others, there was this movement. And you always have to keep in charge, in touch with this notion of movements and changes. And this dumb broad I was talking to the other day who says, don't you understand? She had the most infantile kindergarten view of, I don't know what she was talking about. Kids are taught. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Anyway, imagine your home wiped out. Generations. This area. There are people who live in homes that their great grandparents, they have lineage. Remember a while back they had that legacy, or not legacy. You would go back and do, I'm in a genealogy. I went back 5 generations. That's great. These people can go back. I remember one time there was an Iranian, it was a cab driver or something. He says, how far can you track your ancestry? I said, frankly, I'm not really sure, and I don't really care. He what? I said, I don't care who my family was. I don't care about my great. I don't care about that. What difference does it make? Aloysius, Honeycutt, whatever the blue. On my father's side, absolutely no record of anybody. I think they're all, I don't know. I never asked. All that wiped out. Now, let me ask you a question. What's going to happen to these people? What's going to happen? This has nothing to do with Israel. Israel, the country I love. The people of Israel, I love. I love it. I've been there twice. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. This, we're talking about government. We're talking about government. My own government. My own government. And what's so funny to me is that phony baloney Bobby Kennedy, who, by the way, has not liked anything this country's done. And I'm probably with him. When was the last time Bobby Kennedy said, well, that makes a lot of sense. That's great. Bobby Kennedy, but when it comes to Israel, Bobby Kennedy said, whatever they say, just, you know what? Just sign me up. You want to bomb? You bomb. Don't worry about it. But Bobby, you're the one, you don't like vaccines. You don't like you don't like Biden. You don't like Trump. You don't like anything. Nothing. No. You don't like any American war, Vietnam War. Your father didn't like the Vietnam War. Do you think your father, seriously, let me get this straight, Bobby Kennedy Jr. would sign off on the wholesale, basically leveling of Gaza? What is going on here? And people are saying, and I haven't mentioned Israel once. Let me see if I can. This is not about hating Israel. It's not about being an anti-Zionist. I don't use the words apartheid, occupation. I keep it very simple. I don't say apartheid. I don't say occupation. I don't say ethnic cleansing. I don't say genocide. I don't say Holocaust. I don't want to make it complicated. I don't want to make it complicated. But I keep, you can't imagine this woman that I'm when I ask her, I say, what is your goal here? What is your goal? What is Trump going to do? He's going to walk in and he says, I'm not with Jared Kushner. Pfft, come on. Let me tell you something, my friend. There's going to be pre-October the 7th and post-October the 7th. I'm going to say, what are you? I'm pre-October the 7th. Okay. You live there. October the 7th, everything changed. Everything changed. Left, right. There are people, one in particular, there is a fellow that I've known for a long time. I don't have any kind of animosity towards anybody. I really don't. I always think I'm not going to ever give anybody the credit to even not like them, except this one guy. He is a jerk. I mean, he is such a cloaca, a gaping. He's a sigmoid colon is what he is. And everything he said for the past is this infantilism, this stupid lefty. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But he's Jewish, by the way. That has nothing to do with it, but he is 100% correct regarding Gaza. People who for the long time was like, Max Blumenthal, okay. He was like, he's doing that little gray zone thing. Okay, Max, do that. Norman Finkelstein, this guy was DOA. He was a fossil. And he and Dershowitz got into it one time about claims of plagiarism. Oh, man. They just destroyed him. His academic career was over. His tenure was over. He was through. They beat him up and he was nothing. He just disappeared. He had to reread his own books to figure out, like, what the hell was I saying? Now he's the hottest thing in town. It's changing. Judge Napolitano, God bless him, a man of integrity who believes in what he believes. John Mearsheimer, God. Scott Ritter, who sounds like he's so angry and firebrand, except he knows what he's talking about. The Duran, excellent, comes with the Ukraine and what have you. Sachs, Ray McGovern, you go down the list. And they were left and he was right and it doesn't matter anymore. It changed because of this. What kind of an America are you going to be looking for? What are you going to be standing up for? What do you stand? What do you believe in? And let me tell you something right now. Listen to me. This nonsense about this woke stuff is over. Stop it. That is an absolute. That is this ridiculous waste of time. This is a red herring. It's a lost leader. It's ridiculous. Who cares? Stupid. And then when I try to talk to somebody about somebody, somebody was like, nobody seems to get it. They'll go back to Balfour Declaration. It's like, no. Does Trump have a chance, my friend? Does Trump have a chance, my friend? Now, what do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to be the person that you come to listen to? It's like, he says everything I want him to say. Is it true? Well, I don't know. But he says everything I want. Do you think they're going to let Trump win? They're going after him. Do you know he's got what, 4, 5? He is. How I admire that man, and I question his sanity. How I admire that man. Do you think they're going to let him actually take on Gavin Newsom? And do me a favor. Stop telling me that the Democrats want Carmelita Harris to be the nominee. That Joe's going to win, and then he's going to step down, and she's going to come. Now think about this. It's never. The big donor, big money Dems are going to say, no, we've got stuff to get through. You've got Bill Gates with his wind turbines and this and that and fake meat or whatever the hell he wants to do. You got all this stuff that needs to come forward, and we have to act have to act now. And more importantly, which is incredible, critical to note, but you have to be able to explain this and to be able to deal with people around the rest of the world and to garner respect. And we can't keep putting stupid stupid people. By the way, my friend, the doctor, who also said, was telling me that he couldn't believe he was going through all of the symptoms that Joe has of either Parkinson's or something, the gait and the movement and all this other kind of stuff. Now, let me explain to you. When I ask people, I said, do you think Joe he has a chance? They say, of course he has a chance. It's like, you don't understand the question, do you? I don't think, does he have a chance to win because his message is, no, that's not what I said. Does he have a chance to win? Are they going to let him win? Are they going to let him win? If all of a sudden he's up in Philadelphia and they say, you don't think they're going to say, all right, you know the routine, well, do it. Do it. Do what? Fix it. Cheat legally. Do what you got to do. You know what to do. We can't do that again. You most certainly can. Do it. We'll take care of it. Okay. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Let's say Philadelphia. I don't know why. There's pictures of some campaign person who's dumping huge boxes of ballots into the garbage in the trough or whatever it is. Okay, you got it? You got it? Okay. Our good friend Dinesh D'Souza does another documentary about okay. By the way, that last one, the 2,000 mules, did anything ever happen with that? Okay, you got the monitor, and then we okay, and then one over there, and then what? I don't know. Okay. You know what they're going to say? Dinesh, please. Enough with this crap. Are you guys doing this again, guys? Hey guys, are you doing this again? Are you bringing this crap up again? You're not doing this denial business, are you? What do you mean? Do you not learn? Are you telling me that what? They're stealing the election again? Is that what you're saying? Damn right they're going to say. You just don't get it, do you? That's what they're going to tell you. And you're going to have documents. Carrie Lake. By the way, Carrie Lake, is she still alive? Whatever happened to her? Her whole thing was, they didn't elect me. Okay. Nobody cares about this stuff. We've heard this before. What are you going to do? Trump's going to stay. They stole the election. Oh, God. No. This time they not this time, but they really stole the election. Okay. No, you don't understand. They stole the election. Like last time. Okay. You think anything's going to happen? Is there going to be a tribunal? Is there going to be some kind of committee, like a George Mitchell committee? Jimmy Carter's not going to be able to do it, but you think anybody's going to be able to say, well, we got to get to the bottom of it? Nothing. So forget it. Nothing's going to happen. Whatever they do to Trump, he's not going to win. They're not going to let him win, either because he doesn't get enough votes, Gavin Newsom wins, or they fix it. They are not going to let him near, because Ronna McDaniel and all these big mouth Republican losers, instead of saying we're putting money and we're having battalions and legions and brigades of lawyers and observers to make sure that this is, whatever it is. They're not doing that. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. I promise you, they're not doing it. How do you like them apples? How do you like them apples? All these big shots. Charlie Kirk. Turning Point. CPAC. Hey, look, it's Hamana, Hamana, Himana, Hamana. Trump's lawyer, Hamana, Hamana, Himana. What is she, 12? This is his lawyer. Am I hot? You think, I'm hot, right? Huh? What? I'm hot. I'm the lawyer. You're the lawyer. I'm hot. Okay. Excuse me. Are you the legal team? I'm the legal team. Where's Joe Tacopina or Joe Tapioca is a friend of our car. Where is he? Remember he got those eyes? He has a Simon Cowell eyes. Remember that? What happened to him? He was doing. He did that first E. Jean Carroll case. Lost that. He's got the Alvin Bragg case. I don't know who these lawyers are for Trump. I mean, I got to feel sorry. But do you see what's going on here? Are you taken seriously when you got somebody who's out there and she's in front of turning your back or pointing or whatever it is, and she's out there, we're gonna fight, and they're gonna you fight what? Fight what? You're in court. You've had nothing dismissed. You've been unsuccessful so far. You're going to lose this. You're going to lose it, and it's not necessarily your fault. But there she is. I'm hot. I'm hot. Huh? You like me? Because I know where I'm going after this. Yeah. She's got her PR team. How do I look? You look good? Yeah. Okay, good. You know who's going crazy? Is that Kimberly Guilfoyle. She's back. She's like, when do I go out and dance? You're not dancing anymore. Lara Trump. What about her? She's nowhere to be found. They're going crazy. Because today, I'm sorry to say this, dear God, forgive me. In the world, today, especially in this post-social media world, when a woman in the media gets to be 35, 40, she says, you know what? You can take all of my, forget the Jean Kirkpatricks and the, Maggie Thatchers. Now I want to be hot. That's it. Is that brutal? You damn right it's brutal. And it's true. And this is who Trump surrounds himself with. This is who he's got. I don't understand this. And what does he do? Then he goes out to a rally and he talks to people he already likes. They already love him. And he goes, am I great or what? Yes, we're doing great. No, you're not. You're only doing great with these people that already love you. And Gavin Newsom is sitting back and they've got super delegates lined up. They've got polling lined up. They've got the get out the vote lined up. They've got DC as we speak. Hollywood. Don't forget Hollywood, big tech. Those are the billionaires. Used to be Rockefeller and Mellon and Carnegie and all this. No. Now it's billionaires, people you've never heard of before. They're lined up. They've got more cash, more money. And the only thing, thank God, is Elon Musk. Do you trust him 100%? Of course not. Are you suspicious of him? Absolutely. Thank God for Elon Musk. Thank God. Thank God for Elon Musk. That's all I've got to say. Thank God. Because with that, at least there's something. And these idiot Republicans are going to let you down again. And that's why we have got to sit back, and it's not being negative, but I'm trying to tell you, if we don't win, what are we talking about? If you sat down, I don't want to, look, I don't want to be cruel. I don't know why But this Charlie Kirk, it's about him. He couldn't care less whether Republicans won. It's about him. In fact, he does better if they lose, because then you need him. Al Sharpton like that. See, Al Sharpton would have hated if ever there was, world harmony, because you don't need him. And there are people on the streaming world, people like Tucker. Tucker wants to be kind of Joe Rogan. He you know what I mean? He doesn't want to run anything. I mean, he does, but Charlie Kirk, these people want to be, you know what I mean? I think he's very, very serious. I think there are people out there I think he's serious, but it's about him. There are other folks out there in the world who just want to do their streaming and it's great. I still think Joe Rogan is more important than anything you can imagine. Bar none. Let me say this very quickly about that. Put your money on Rogan. Why is that? Who do you think is the most important media person? Joe Rogan. Is it Elon? Not really. What? No, not really. Joe Rogan hits Republicans, Democrats, musicians, athletes, UFC people, actors, comedians. Boom, boom. He has his hands. He can grab this crowd and this crowd and this crowd. Can Tucker do that? Nope. Can Tucker get the comedian crowd? No. He's one of them. Can Tucker get the UFC or the fighting group? Nope. He can't. This guy can do everything. I keep saying Charlie Kirk, can he get the... No, of course not. Does everybody listen to Elon Musk? No. Do more kids than young people, they don't listen to Twitter. I don't know that. But they know Joe Rogan. That's the guy I want to put. He is the most important person there is. And I'll tell you, reluctantly, who is more critical and more important, believe it or not, later on, is somebody like Bill Maher to an extent. Bottom line is this. I'm not going to waste your time. President Trump, I can only help you. I can only spread the word if you're serious about winning. President Trump, I can only help you if your Republican Party is ready to handle the challenges that I know you're going to have. President Trump, I can only help you. I can only be a part of this if you have people behind you who are seriously willing to do the right thing. If we don't have this, then we're just jaking off. We're just talking. Yeah. We're talking like yeah. And that's it. Because if he loses again, because there's no infrastructure, we're doomed. I love you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see you today later at 7 p.m. I had a bunch of different things this morning, but until then, you have a great and glorious day. By the way, I'm feeling terrific. Still got that mung in the throat, but don't worry. My head's clear. I don't feel like I'm schizophrenic anymore. Well, not 100% schizophrenic. Maybe 30%. Remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue you. Ta-ta.